better than expected throughout the day. In fact, we were very concerned about the storm system that was bearing down on Norman. They pushed back the start time of the spring game, and basically kind of a good break for everyone involved as that system pushed to the south. And we got a lot of rain this morning, but it had dried up and made for a very pleasant afternoon over at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Currently here at Love's Field is 54 degrees. The wind is still out of the north at 11 miles an hour, but the flags are at rest now, and we're high and dry the rest of the way for today's game day weather presented by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. And we're putting Nicole May right in the Love's Travel Stops player to watch today. It has not been the best of Nicole May her last few times out, but you heard Coach Gasso. They need her. Yeah. They need her this season.
Yeah, they need her. They need this whole staff. They've got to utilize this staff to get through postseason. They're getting close. We're approaching Big 12 Conference play, tournament, and so many different games that they've really got to utilize their staff accordingly.
First pitch of the game rolls in at 6:04 p.m., and it is a strike to Lair Boutte. So even with the craziness of the schedule, a skosh early. There's a line drive. One hops Hodge, makes a nice play, throws to first, one away. Hit hard, but Hodge was there. And that's how you start it on a Saturday night. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. We appreciate you spending your Saturday night with us. Here's Kennedy Thomas. I'm not going to lie, I don't know where anyone for Houston is probably going to be playing, as I'd want to sit fouled down the third base line, because they had already shifted like crazy with the number of players and the positions that they had. They don't even have Cantu hitting. They have our partner, that's Amanda Carden. They don't have her hitting. They have her in the flex. They have Smith, the pitcher, in their initial lineup listed as the DP. There's a grounder to short off a big hop. Jennings gloves, throws quickly, 2 away. There you go. Here comes the third baseman, I think, Jazz Rowland.
Good start for Nicole May.
This is what you want to see. Trusting your defense, putting the ball in the hands of the best defense in college softball. Here's Jasmine Rowland. First pitch swinging, and she fouls it back. Well, I think we know this much. Houston's coming out hacking here tonight, just like they did last night. Much different look for the Sooners defensively. Torres over at first. Hodge at second, but a left side that is all too similar and familiar with Jennings and Brito. Ground ball back up the middle, backhanded on a dive by Hodge from her knee. Oh, they got her! Avery Hodge, what a play on an amazing sliding backhanded play. And she throws out Rowland at first to end the first. Zeros across the board as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. Oklahoma heads to the plate. We are scoreless. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield. Ella Parker will lead things off for the Sooners. It's the first time that Jada Coleman hasn't been in the starting lineup for the Sooners since Jada Coleman has worn the crimson and cream. And we're ready to go for the Sooner offense in a scoreless game. First pitch from Smith, the lefty. Very deliberate wind, and there's a looper, left center field. It's down for a hit. And that's how the Sooners start, with a leadoff single on the first pitch from Ella Parker. We have an update from the Sooner dugout on Jada Coleman. The report is simply a night of rest.
Just a day off for Jada.
That is really good news. I mean, to be honest with you. Here's the first pitch to Tiare Jennings, and that's in for a strike. So, as they took the field, the swap was made with Smith in the circle. And their leadoff hitter, Boutte, is the DP. There's a hard hit ball past Rollin at third into left field. And the Sooners on the first 3 pitches of the game have runners at first and second. Watching the dugout, you said you wanted to see more energy tonight. Looks like the cheers are being led by Riley Boone and Maya Bland right in that front entrance. Alina Torres debriefing with JT Gasso. As here's the right-handed hitting third baseman Alyssa Brito with a huge hole up the middle for Brito as the first pitch is low and in for ball 1. Check out where the shortstop Lorenzo is playing Destiny.
Yeah.
She's almost backing up Rollin at third.
She's covering that 5-6 hole big time. I think that tells us they're going to be working that inside corner to right-handed hitters pretty often, trying to cover up that gap there.
Here's the 1-0. Up high. Totals on the season for Brito. We kind of hustled through our starting lineup, so we'll bring you the slash in the numbers for all the Sooner hitters as they step to the plate. 417 for Brito on the year. 15 home runs, 9 doubles, 2 triples. Math tells me that is 26 extra base hits this year. The 2-0 to the senior. She shows bunt, pulls it back. The ball pops out of Coleman's glove as everyone moves up a base. They drew in the third baseman, Rollin, who then retreated, and it was too late. Everyone was safe, especially with the ball popping out of the glove of Coleman. Ball 3.
Yeah, really good execution there. Brito just showing that bunt and allowing it to be a full-on race between Lorenzo and Ella Parker.
Here comes the 3-0, and it's ball 4. That really wasn't too terribly close. 2 hits and a walk, and Taria Coleman's going to take this opportunity to walk out and talk to her starting pitcher.
It's a good start for the Sooners. Hoping to see them score some runs here. Feel like we've been seeing lots of runners left on base.
Do you want me to bring up the number from last night, or do you just want to move on?
Yeah, let's bring it up.
Last night, the Sooners stranded 12 runners on base.
Yeah.
So not do that tonight. Our home plate umpire this evening is Michael Parker. Kaylee Young is over at first, and Keith Kearney, thankfully, is not behind the plate. He is at third tonight. Keith had a rough night. I mean, let's just call it like it is, okay? I think
He did.
I think he would even have to admit to that. All right, here's Alina Torres. You want to think of players who have been clutch for the Sooners. Alina Torres has been just that over the last few games. The right-handed hitting senior first baseman tonight. Take strike 1. 396 average for Torres. 481 on base percentage. Her slugging percentage is at 714. Hitting just 286 with the bases loaded, but 8 home runs and 5 doubles. Hit a 3-run jack here last night. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swings and pops it down the right side, out of play. There is a phenomenal standing room only crowd here tonight. Down the right field and left field concourse lines.
Pretty packed house today.
Many making their way from the spring game to here. Bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch to Torres, way outside. Good job by Coleman to get out and get in front of it. Shelby Smith, by the way, a 5.05 ERA. One of the leaders in innings for this team, 113 2/3 of an inning. Innings pitched this year.
The numbers that really stand out with her, though, is 42 strikeouts to 37 walks.
Ground ball right side. Nice play by Cantu. Comes home for the force out to first. She beats it out. One away as Bree Cantu does a nice job in not trying to do too much once she fielded it. Boy, I was worried. It almost seemed like Torres had...
It was a pretty close play at first.
It almost seemed like...
No one reacted to that.
Right. Like the piano had suddenly lodged on her back and she was trying to unhitch it. All right, the bases remain loaded on the fielder's choice. Here's Kinsey Hansen. First pitch to the Sooner catcher, headed home, and it's in the dirt. Another nice job behind the plate by Charia Coleman, who, again, I don't believe she worked too terribly much as a catcher whenever she was here in Norman.
Shelby Smith kind of struggling to get it across the plate. Not a very hard-throwing pitcher, but it's barely making it.
1 ball and no strikes. Very deliberate rotation. Hansen loops one into right field. It's down for a hit. 1 run scores. Patty Gasso sends home Alyssa Brito. She'll score. It's a 2-run single from Kinsey Hansen to stake the Sooners to a 2-zip lead here in the bottom of the first inning. That's what you do as a captain. That's how you get the rally started. 2-0 Sooners. Wasn't anything overly impressive, just muscled it out into some green grass. Here's Pickering.
Just found a way to make contact, not overpowering, just putting the bat on the ball.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Smith bangs that outside corner for strike 1. Night was made. I heard from Cassidy's grandparents on the 3rd inning check-in early, so we're good to go on that front.
There you go.
Grandpa and Grandma sitting in Montana tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch, way outside. Don and Mary Lou Pickering out in Willow Creek, Montana. They'd love nothing more than to see Cassidy plant one in the right center field bleachers and stake the Sooners to a 5-0 lead right here. Smith rocks and fires, and that's low, ball 2. Can you do your best description of Smith's motion for me, Destiny?
Yeah.
Outside of funky?
Just funky might be the only term here, actually.
Brings it to her belt, brings it to her tip of her cap, then pauses as she steps back and misses low and in. 3-1. It is.
Her release is very deliberate, I guess, but it looks like she's aiming really hard to the target.
My dad would call that herky-jerky. Here's the 3-1 pitch to the Sooner freshman. Line drive, center field and deep. It thuds off the base of the wall. Torres rounds third. She'll score. It's a blast to center field. A double for Cassidy Pickering. Sooners are shot out of a cannon. 3-0 on the RBI double from the freshman. She hit it so hard, Hansen had to whoa up at third. And for a moment, it looked like Thomas might have a beat on it. But she quickly realized, I'm not deep enough.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard hit. Thomas out in center field. She took a good jump, really read it well, but it was a hard hit straight to the wall. I mean, at that point, you've got to be able to play it off the wall. Once you realize that's a ball you cannot catch, you've got to be able to play it off the wall.
We always love to hear where you're listening from as Houston Cougar pitching coach Hope Troutwine makes her first trip to the circle. I saw Hope's husband, fiance, he's here, sitting a couple rows in front of us watching the game. I think thought I saw Hope's parents, former Sooner, helped lead OU to the 2022 National Championship. Before she came, just a quick note on Hope, before she came to Oklahoma, never really had any visions of being a pitcher, a pitching coach or a coach in general, and she fell in love with the process, working for Jen Rocha, pitching for Jen Rocha. So that's pretty cool. She looks great. She's in great spirits. She's got a beat-up pitching staff. But good to see Hope Troutwine back in town. 3-0 Sooners. Meeting's over. Here's Avery Hodge. Runners at second and third, one away. 3 runs on 4 hits. There's only 1 out so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Hodge takes strike 1. Avery came in last night, got a base hit. In fact, it was a 2-strike line drive into center field. She is on some kind of streak recently as Hodge. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to the Sooner starting second baseman, way outside. I've noticed, too, allow me to be hitting coach here,
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's kind of messing a little bit with the timing of the front foot. I noticed for Tiare Jennings and then on Hodge, they kind of get that motion going. Then you got to wait until you figure out Smith's motion. Hodge does a better job here as she takes ball 2 outside. How was that? JT's not in trouble, though, I guess. I guess that's the one thing we can say. Hodge is 3 for her last 3 and has 5 hits in the last 5 games that she's played. Here's the 2-1. Nearly hits her. Ball 3. She's 5 for her last 9 with 2 runs scored and a double. Stolen 2 bases during that stretch, too, for Hodge, who waits on the 3-1 pitch with runners at second and third and 1 out. The pitch, ball 4. Bases loaded for Riley Ludlam.
Rough start for Shelby Smith.
Leadoff single by Parker, a single by Jennings, a walk by Brito. Torres had the fielder's choice and a 2-run single from Torres and an RBI double from Pickering, and now the walk to Hodge. First pitch to Ludlam is in for a strike. Riley had a good night and maybe what might have been a bit of a surprise start in the DP spot. Ella Parker got the night off. Ludlam went 2 for 3. The 0-1 pitch. Ooh, strike 2.
It's amazing how interchangeable this lineup is. Ella Parker got the night off and Pickering did well. To see Hodge and Torres in the lineup at the same time is rare.
Yeah. Very rare. It's only the second time I think it's happened this year. The starting lineup, at least. The 0-2 is way out. Okay, stop playing. Can't say way out yet until your umpire makes the call. After what we witnessed here last night, the very deliberate call of the strikes from Keith Kearney. He's over at third, though, tonight. We've got Michael Parker behind the plate. Kaylee Young at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooners have jumped out 3-zip. We're still in the bottom of the first inning with only 1 away. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Smith. 0 away, 3-2. Not far enough away from Coleman as the ball just rolls away to her right
Coleman,
to allow Hansen to score.
Doing a really good job behind the plate. I mean, she doesn't have a ton of experience behind the plate, but she's having to work and block some pitches. She's done a good job keeping the ball in front.
A full count pitch headed home to Riley Ludlam with the bases loaded. Bounced foul off of Ludlam's, how did that pop up and hit off her wrist? Might have got her foot first. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Smith from the belt brings it home. Grounder softly to third. Coming home with it. Oh my gosh, the ball got away from Coleman. Now here comes Pickering, and they'll tag Pickering out. Cassidy got aggressive, tried to take an extra base. Patty Gasso's going to say something to her as she walks to the bag, or walks back to the dugout. They wanted to make sure that she tagged her. And the throw home was wide of Coleman, so Hansen scored on the slow roller to third, but then Pickering, as the ball got away from her, tried to come home, and they tagged her out. And now Kristen Vesely is out to check on her catcher, who I think she just got twisted in a bit of an odd direction. It's 4-0 Sooners. Hodge stands at second base. Ludlam is aboard at first. Do we still credit Ludlam with an RBI on that? That's always been the confusion. I think we do. If so, that's the 21st run batted in on the season for Riley Ludlam. And this is the kind of start you love to see from the Sooners. 4 runs here in the first, and there's still an opportunity here to add more, 2 away.
I like the aggressiveness from Pickering trying to score.
Okay. I didn't know if that was being too aggressive or not. First pitch to Boone is popped up. Left side. Calling for it is the shortstop, Lorenzo. She makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Sooners. In a solid first inning, Oklahoma sets down Houston 3 up and 3 down in the top half. Then they send 9 batters to the plate, pound out 4 hits, draw a couple walks, and build a 4-zip lead as we head to the second inning. 4-0 Sooners as we head to the second inning. Tonight's game broadcast is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Kelly and Anita Ford have checked in from Section A. Joel Rogers already in Rogersville, Tennessee. Boomer Sooner from Pride alumni Nick and Doug in Section 19 as the first pitch to Taria Coleman is low and away for ball 1. We love to hear where you're listening from. We'll get to as many as we can. Coming up in the third inning, shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing. We're here in the second. Coleman looks like she's okay after getting a little dinged up as May misses low and away, ball 2 on the play at the plate. To clear up the rulings on that, E2 on Coleman that allowed Kinsey to score. So no run batted in for Riley Ludlam. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Coleman. That's in for a strike. Again, if you're just tuning in, Jada Coleman getting a night of rest. Sooners respond with 4 runs here in the bottom of the first inning to try to end this one in 5. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Line drive foul down the left side.
Sydney Sanders also isn't in the lineup tonight. It's a big one.
Yeah, it's funny. You get so caught up in watching a player that you've seen every pitch that she's been able to play. She's played at Oklahoma. And then you lose sight of the fact that it's the first time since March 30th that we haven't seen Sydney Sanders in the lineup. She'd started 12 straight games. Coleman, swing and a miss on a filthy drop from Nicole May. That's 1 away, and that is the first strikeout of the game. Strikeouts this year brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. That was nice.
Really good pitch and good start for Nicole May. And going out there with the 4-run lead, I think is to put her a little bit more at ease.
First pitch to Shelby Smith misses a little low, ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Smith. 388 average for Smith, who gets a big cut and fouls it off. Last night she was kind of the only offense that Houston really had. Had one of their 3 hits, went 1 for 2, and then had the, I guess you could say, controversial play that the review showed that she was indeed tagged by Torres on a double play, the 1-1 low. 2 balls and a strike.
We had 3 reviews last night. None of them were overturned.
That's right. 2 challenges from Houston. One where the umpire said, hey, we need to look at that. Here's the 2-1 to Smith, low and in, ball 3. This is where Nicole May has struggled just a bit in her last few starts. 4 2/3 against Texas. Only had 1 walk in that game, gave up 5 hits. Couple walks against BYU, but it's not necessarily the base on balls. It's falling behind hitters.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got to find her way to work ahead in the count. And last inning, she was able to really, I think she did a good job with that and allowed her defense to make the outs behind her.
3 balls and a strike. The keeping track of timeouts and circle visits ends up taking more time from the umpire than the actual visit does. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hard hit ball to the right side. Nice backhand off a hop by Hodge. Throws to first, 2 away. Avery Hodge ballin'. Had the diving play in the first, and now just a smooth backhand off a hop, and there's 2 away.
I love watching her play second base. She covers so much ground, and she's just so smooth. What a play. Good for her.
I like Avery Hodge.
I do too.
I like her. They, as the first pitch, a little bit in, ball 1 to Bree Cantu. Crowd doesn't like it. A little in. I think Nicole May thought it was a strike based on her reaction.
I think the whole fan base did too.
They were doing, I think it was one of the scoreboard trivia things, as the 1-0 is about the same spot, 2-0. And they asked who's the biggest diva. And I'm not kidding. I think everyone answered Avery Hodge. And I was jaw drop shocked. I mean, she is. I was like, okay.
That would not be my guess.
Me neither. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Cantu. That's in for a strike. All right, I like this from Nicole May. Showing a little attitude out there. 2 balls and a strike. Against a free swinging, high-scoring Houston Cougar team that's looking for its first run of the weekend. They're down 4-0 here in the second. And Cantu lifts one deep to right center field. Boone going back at the wall, makes the catch to end the inning. Cantu got under it just a bit, and Riley Boone never gave up on it. All right, Nicole May, 3 up, 3 down. First pitch swinging to start the bottom of the second inning. Ella Parker pops it into shallow left field. Easy play for Cardin, and there's 1 away. 4-0 Sooners as Tiare Jennings steps to play. Shout out to Gabe Eichert. Look at Gabe.
Thanks.
First time in Love's Field. Here's the first pitch to Tiare. Oh, good pitch, strike 1. When we got here, we were all hustling from the spring game, and they were shutting down Destiny on the snacks. And I said, never fear, Gabe Eichert will be here. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Popcorn delivery.
That is one of the things that I love about Love's Field, is the 2 suites that they have that kind of serve as the bookends. And the Love Suite is just so cool. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Tiare. Singled her last time up, and she drives one deep to right center field, but arranging over is Thomas to make the catch, and there's 2 away.
I think one of the better things here is that there's a radio booth.
Now, I'm not sitting here trying to brag or anything, but
you have a room.
we got a room, yeah. Don't have to worry about sharing it with anyone.
The suites are awesome. But you're not outside on the concourse anymore.
We are not on the concourse. Very grateful for that, though I miss all of you. Though some have found their way to get up here and still hang out with us. Here's the first pitch to Brito, which is up high. Brito walked her last time up. We had Kevin in Kansas who brought us some pulled pork. Angie Holz wrote me the kindest letter that I've ever received, and I got some Mike and Ikes that we're pounding here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Brito. Check swing, but they're going to call that a strike on the outside edge. Paige Cole has brought us peach rings. Now, I'm not saying you need to bring treats or gifts to the radio booth. Warren brought me a shirt, for goodness sakes, last week.
But if you do, it's some of the nicest things that anybody's ever done for me.
I tear up at it all. I mean, come on. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Brito. She rips it foul. I mean, think about it. My family bought me a bag of Cheetos for Christmas this year. So when I get these gifts, it brings me much joy. 4-0 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the second inning. A 4-run first. The Sooners sent 9 batters to the plate. No Jada Coleman in the starting lineup. No Sid Sanders. The 1-2 pitch to the Sooner third baseman. Ryan drive down the right field line, falling fast. It's down. Halsey missed it on the dive. It gets to the corner. Brito's rounding second. She's headed for third. It's a 2-out triple. Alyssa Brito places it just out of the reach of a diving Halsey in right field. Triple number 3 on the season for Alyssa Brito, and Oklahoma avoids its first 1-2-3 inning of the weekend. Here's Alina Torres.
It's a tough decision on Halsey in right field. I think in that situation, you just want to keep the ball in front. Don't give up extra bases on that.
First pitch to Torres. She's swinging and fouls it off down the right side. Torres grounded one to first with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning. Cantu came home for the force out, but she barely beat out that throw at first base. Barely beat it out. Doubleheader there would have been not good. She rips this one again down the right field line. Foul. That's going to get well out of play. Reaches that upper concourse. Seriously, though, it was really exciting. I know he can't hear me right now, but I was so excited to see Gabe was able to come with his wife Caroline and their kiddos. He was one of those pushing hard for Loves to get involved in this project.
Yeah.
0-2 to Torres. She rips it foul on the right side again. I was so excited to see Jenny Love Meyer the other day. Have I told this story on the air?
I haven't heard it.
She was down showing off the batting cages, and I said, my pastor was with me. Pastor Mike, this is Judy Love. She's built this place. And
That's
I stopped,
awesome.
and I'm like, Jenny Love. Ground her to the right side. Easy play for Aguilar. Throws to first. Inning over. So she knows now that I'll never, ever, ever call her by the wrong name. It was in pure awe. Thanks to Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway, and Jenny Love Meyer. Bring you Sooner softball tonight. Oklahoma goes quietly after the 2-out triple by Alyssa Brito in the second. We head to the third. Sooners 4, Cougars nothing. Feature our shout-outs, and they're brought to you by Century Roofing. Century Roofing on guard for Oklahoma. Log on to CenturyRoofingOK.com to learn more. We head to the third. It's 4-0 Sooners. Due up for Houston, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Bethany Aguilar, the second baseman, digs in from the right side of the plate. First pitch from Nicole May is in for a strike. So Angie Hulse was kind enough to leave us some Mike and Ike's candy today and wrote this kind letter. But in doing so, she wanted to make sure that we acknowledged Irma Montgomery, as the 0-1 pitch is a little bit high, 1-1. Irma is battling some health issues, so she was unable to get to the games this weekend. But she's planning on being back for the Bedlam series. So, Irma, just wanted to let you know that you're in our thoughts, and we hope you continue to heal, and can't wait to see you here at Bedlam. The 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, 1-2. And now that I look at this, I want to make sure it's Irma and not Emma. Yeah, it looks like Irma to me.
Let me see.
You look and you tell me.
Yep, Irma.
Irma, get well. You're missed here at Loves Field.
We miss you, and we wish you the best.
And when you come back, I'll give you the full tour. How's that?
Ooh.
I'm the official
Lucky
tour guide
lady.
around here. Look out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ripped foul down the right side. Traylinda Kerr was first in today, along with Daniel John Ludwig, who is seated in Section 8, Row 1, Seat 1. Now, exact seat location. Are you guys trying to get gifts during the game? You want me to send you some popcorn, buddy?
Is Gabe Eichert still on popcorn delivery?
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Nicole May. Down goes Aguilar. Here's Brooke Lorenzo. Yeah, I did kind of feel bad, though, because Gabe came in, and I'm like, hey, we need snacks. I mean, I wasn't even, I miss you, buddy. I haven't seen you in 10 minutes. Katie Heffling is checked in from Strongsville, Ohio. Therese is down in Austin. Melanie and Brent in Seattle. Becky from South OKC. Joe Fournier up in Pensacola, Florida. Brooke Lorenzo digs in. First pitch fouled back. Becky's in Terminal D at DFW Airport on her way to Barcelona. If it comes down to it and the game's on the line and they're boarding, would you say, I've got to listen to this last out? Would you risk missing your trip? I would hope the answer would be no, Becky. Here's the 0-1 pitch from the Sooner righty, Nicole May. In for a strike, 0-2. 4-0 Sooners, 4 runs on 5 hits. Houston zeros everywhere except in that error category.
Nicole May, 3 for 3 so far on leadoff batters out. Working ahead in the count here.
0-2, fouled off. Randy Scottis and Ford Bragg. Nate Dogg's in the house. J.O. and Debbie Parker in Iowa. Margaret and Jane and Norman. Larry and the St. Pete Sooner in. Mark and Caroline enjoying the game in New Hampshire. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. You keep dealing, Nicole May. 2 away. Third strikeout of the game. Strikeouts brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. I feel like Nicole May is getting close to a historic number in her career for strikeouts. 2 away for Paige Holsey. Boy, swing and a miss. She's just working him right now.
Good pitch.
Sooners have not had a 1-2-3 inning this weekend at the plate, as the 0-1 pitch misses high. Meanwhile, for this pretty powerful Houston team, they've already had 2 of them here tonight. They had 2 all of last night. Here's the 1-1. Boy, good spot. Low and in. No balls and 2 strikes.
She is painting the corners so well. The late break. That one coming in, but the last 2 were outside.
Here comes the 1-2. Ooh, just stays alive as she swings and fouls it off. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from May. Grounded fouled on the third base line. Nicole May, heading into tonight, has 389 career strikeouts. With her 3 so far this evening, by my math, that puts her at 392, approaching 400 career strikeouts. 59-4 in her career with a 1.57 ERA. And she's ready with a 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss! Nicole May strikes out the side and shuts down the Cougars in the top of the 3rd inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. All Sooners. It's 4-0 Oklahoma. Kinsey Hansen will lead things off for the Sooners here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-0 Sooners. 4 runs in the 1st inning for Oklahoma. Stranded Alyssa Brito at 3rd in the 2nd. Here's the first pitch to Kinsey Hansen, a 2-run single in the 1st, and she takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Tim and Erica are listening on their way back from Joplin, Missouri. I brought this up earlier. That's one of the drawbacks of having a booth, is I would usually just be able to sit there and talk to Tim and Erica all day long. They'd sit in front of me. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kinsey Hansen, outside.
They probably decided they needed to put you in a box.
They needed me to get out of there. Oh, Bob and Pat are watching, but have us synced up in El Dorado Hills. Vince, Paula, and Rudy the dog, and Lake Thunderbird tuned in and watching. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Kinsey Hansen. Ground ball back up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Aguilar, but oh, look at the wheels on K9. Hansen beats it out. Slow roller. And Aguilar couldn't charge it. Everyone's kind of standing around looking at each other in the Houston infield. I don't know what else they would have expected her to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no play that could have been made. It just moved so slow up the middle. It just took too much time to get there. Kinsey had the time to get to first.
2-hit day for Kinsey Hansen. Here comes Cassidy Pickering. She doubled her last time up and drove in a run. Takes the first pitch. A little bit out, ball one. Our buddy Evans got us tuned in tonight. Granny Karen and Papa Dwayne in St. Cloud.
Who did you say was at Lake Thunderbird?
Oh, I think that was Vince and the crew.
Fun fact, we used to have the triathlon over at Lake Thunderbird.
The 1-0 is a little bit in, ball two.
Chris has a question? Okay.
How?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
All right.
My freshman, sophomore year, I think it was my junior year, they moved it to on campus and we swam the pool here. But yeah, we swam in that lake and then we ran. We did CrossFit.
2-0 is popped down the left field line and foul. Carden gave chase, the Houston left fielder, but she ran out of real estate. So if I'm picking up what you're putting down here, you're basically telling Vince that if he's not, Vince, Paul, and Rudy the dog, if they're not doing a triathlon while they're at Lake Thunderbird, they're not doing it right?
They're not doing it right. And if you don't have Coach Gasso in a kayak yelling at you
3-1
to get to the buoy.
There's a base hit past the first baseman Cantu down the right field line into the corner. Patty Gasso waves home Kinsey Hansen. She'll score. Pickering on her way to third. She slides in ahead of the tag. It's an RBI triple from Cassidy Pickering. And it's 5-0 Sooners. Have a day, Cassidy Pickering.
That was a shot, just straight down that line.
Here's Avery Hodge. She walked her last time up. Runner at third now. Nobody out. 5-0 Sooners. Infield comes in as Hodge takes a strike. Allison says, someone please tell me that Jada Coleman is okay. I'm freaking out. Looks like she's okay.
She's all right.
She's got a puffy coat on over there enjoying the game. Coach Gasso giving Jada a night of rest as the 0-1 pitch is headed home to Avery Hodge. She lays down a beautiful bunt that gets a little backspin and then goes foul. Randy Davis is in Dixon, California tonight. Williams got us synced up in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Sometimes I think you guys make up town names just to see if I'll say them. Chad and Andrea normally checking in from Belton, Texas, but they're celebrating their birthday at Love's Field tonight.
Nice.
Very cool, Chad. Rando and Mama G synced up from the Miller Hilltop in Bixby, America. As Hodge gets a good cut and fouls it straight back.
They've got a good view.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, their backyard is beautiful.
Really thought that we would be fighting a nasty north wind and raindrops all night long. But thankfully that front just missed us to the south. Here's the 0-2 to Hodge. She reaches and rips it into left field, a base hit. Avery Hodge, stay hot. An RBI single gives the Sooners a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. And just put it past Rollin over at third base. Just past her outstretched glove.
And it was a good battle by Hodge. She was down, no balls, 2 strikes. Found a good pitch. Poked it right through. Was able to get the RBI and get herself on base.
Quincy Lilio is having a conversation right now with Tria Coleman. They came in the same class to the University of Oklahoma. Q's going to pinch it here. Likely stay in the game, I would assume. And maybe there's a chance. Oh, Kristen Vesley's going to slow things down here. I think she's A, wanting to make sure they have the substitution right, and B, potentially make a pitching change. It looks like that's going to be the case. This pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. So Houston will make a change, and Taylor Edwards, who got the start last night, will check in from the pen. Against Edwards last night, the Sooners had some success, I think it's fair to say. 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. She walked 2, the 13 batters that she faced, and did take the loss. So Quincy Lilio will come on to pinch hit for Riley Ludlam, and Edwards will come into pitch. A good job by the Sooners against a unique and a different kind of motion. They got it done against the type of pitcher that, let's be honest, they've struggled against Destiny the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job, and it's tough because that's Houston's pitcher with the most innings. So I think they might struggle a little bit trying to get through the rest of the weekend.
The Kitches have us synced up back in more. Hit a few more of these shout-outs. Paige Cole out in right field. Jim and Jeanette are in Edmond tonight. Mickey cheering in from Sugarland. Nick is at the game tonight. The Lees are in Cedar Park. Kayla's out in Hereford, Texas. Sooner Judy is up in Silver City, New Mexico. John and Robin synced up in Ada. Mel Woods got us in Davenport, Oklahoma. OU Loves is out in Stigler tonight. Miss Jane Jetson checking in from here in Dallas. Kevin is in Johns Islands, South Carolina. Brad and Jolene Ward from Muskogee on their 20th wedding anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary to Brad and Jolene Ward. Brad, I hope you realize how good you've got it, because if I try to tell my wife we're going to watch softball on our 20th anniversary, embrace how well you have it. Chad's in Gravette, Arkansas. Tommy and Cindy in Oregon. Jackie and Jody checking in after the spring game. And DT is out in Council Hills, Oklahoma. What a night. What a night. Here we go. 6-0 Sooners. Runner at first. Here's the first pitch from Edwards to Q Lilio. It's low for a ball. Did I mention this pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway? Smith will be responsible for the runner at first base and in line to take the loss. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Q takes it high, 2 balls and no strikes. I did want to take a moment to mention how happy it must make you to see a slapper like Avery Hodge doing what she's doing.
Oh, yeah. She has been so good. And I'm so proud of her because I feel like she works so hard. And she's very humble, very quiet. Apparently she's the
diva.
The diva on the
Who
team.
knew?
We can't tell, but
3 balls now and no strikes to Q Lilio. Smith now becomes the DP for Houston. Boutte is out in left field. Edwards is now in the flex. For those of you keeping stats, there's strike 1. So take Carden out in left field. Go ahead and put Boutte out in left. She had been the DP, and Carden had been in that flex, so I don't think we've seen her step to the plate this weekend. 3-1 pitch to Lilio is up high, ball 4. Good looking at bat for Quincy Lilio. Here comes Riley Boone.
Lilio does a good job when she's given opportunities.
Riley Boone, her last time up, popped out to short. You don't see Q not at least run deep into a count, I guess is one way to put it, too. Boone takes the first pitch low for ball 1. See, our buddy Gary Bonner has checked in. Bruce with the OU Birmingham Club. Annette is listening from Section 108 at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark tonight. Suzanne watching at home in Norman. Hope you get well soon, Suzanne. And Doc and Toby tuned in from Washington, D.C. There's Linda in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Let's go.
Ooh.
Boone had a cut, fouled it back. Six nothing Sooners. Nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. Lilio at first. Hodge at second. Well, you're looking to blow this game open. The 1-1 is low.
It's a good opportunity to show bunt and make this defense crash in, and then Hodge over at second would be in a foot race to get to third. Lilio's got some speed. Be a lot of pressure on the defense to get that figured out.
2-1 to Boone is lined in the left field. It's a base hit. They'll hold Hodge at third. That's how hard Boone hit it. The cutoff throw, one-hopped Rollin. That ball went skying into the air. She lost it for a moment. But Riley Boone's got a hit tonight. She's aboard and the bases are loaded. Here comes Ella Parker. Ella Parker on the night is 1 for 2. Singled, stole a base, and was thrown out at home on a force play. She swung at the first pitch each time. She takes a strike here. No balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting freshman. Boone at first, Lilio at second, Hodge at third. There is a massive hole up the middle for Parker. Oh, she got a little fooled on an off-speed and swung through it for strike 2.
It's a good pitch choice for Edwards. If she can work that in throughout this at-bat, Ella Parker may have a tough time.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch to the Sooner freshman. Edwards brings it home, skips it, and again, Sharia Coleman does a nice job going down and getting. One ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned Parker's 1 for 2 day. She's now hitting .387 on the season. Here comes the 1-2, up high, 2-2. Ella Parker's last home run came on April 7th against Texas.
And that was a shot.
Deep. 2-2, ball 3 low. She has 7 home runs on the season, 37 runs batted in, but has also been walked 24 times. She's run the count full here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Sooners looking for their 7th run of the game. Here comes the full count pitch. Hard hit, foul down the third base line, and Avery Hodge had to do a little dance to make sure it didn't get her. Mm. 3-2. Very deliberate is Edwards. Plenty of time on the action clock. She missed way outside. Ball 4. It's a bases loaded walk, and it's 7-0 Sooners. Ella Parker has a plate appearance in all 3 innings. She singled. She's flied out to left, and now she's driven in a run with a bases loaded walk. Here comes Tiare. 1 for 2 on the day for Tiare Jennings. First pitch, strike on the outer edge. Chris Padden and his wife are listening on I-5 in Cali. Heading to Valley of Fire outside of Vegas. That sounds dangerous, a Valley of Fire. Here comes I'm sure that's not technically what it is. Here's the 0-1 to Jennings. Ooh, a little bit out. I saw Brett Leverage had checked in from New York. Greg's working some shift work tonight. Bobby up in Broken Arrow. My man Shane Sanders has us in Midwest City. Gunny's in the house in Porter. C. Mills. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. What happened there? Whoa. Everybody's going to try to move up a base, and Lilio's going to score. The ball just slipped out of the hands of Edwards, and Oklahoma will score its 8th run of the game on Edwards basically losing the ball in her motion. They're not going to have a replay for it, unfortunately. That was weird. We've seen it before, but it's 8-0 run rule territory, and Jennings launches one to left field. Oh, my goodness, what a catch by Boutte. Boone, though, tags up. She'll score the 9th run of the game, and it's 9-0 Sooners on a laser down the left field line that Boutte took a few steps and made an incredible grab, but Boone was smart enough, that senior leadership, to tag up. It's a sac fly RBI for Tiare Jennings. And it is now 9-0 Sooners. Here's Alyssa Brito. First pitch swinging. She rips one to left field. One hops Boutte, who gets it back in quickly. And the Sooners have pounded out 10 hits. RBI, by the way, number 298 in the career of Tiare Jennings. She needs one more to tie Stacy Newman for 6th on the NCAA all-time list. So that sac fly by Tiare Jennings is significant. Here's Alina Torres with runners at first and second now. First pitch to Alina is in for a strike. 298 career runs batted in for Tiare Jennings. Torres they have her listed at 0 for 2. And she takes strike 2. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, but scored a run, grounded out to second in the second. She is the 9th batter to come to the plate here, and what's already a 5-run second. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Bounce back towards the circle. Bobbled, dropped, everybody safe. Edwards had an odd hop and was unable to corral it, and the Sooners will bat around here in the 3rd inning, and they've loaded up the bases for Kinsey Hansen.
I feel like they just got to slow this game down a little bit. It's gotten a little overwhelming for the Houston Cougars.
It's the first time this weekend that the Sooners have batted around, if you will. I remember a significant discussion that I had with the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland, about batting around. If you just send 9 to the plate, right, you haven't officially batted around, right?
Yeah.
You must get a 10th person to bat around. Okay. Are we still steadfast on that, Toby? I don't know. Sounds like Destiny made it official. I think you're right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have another pitching change. Kristen Vesley is out. Hope Troutline is obviously at her wits' end here. And I think we're going to get our first look of the weekend. Nope. It's going to be Tamaya Waiters. She pitched last night, too. We have one pitcher we haven't seen yet this weekend. And Waiters will be the 3rd pitcher of the night.
We are still waiting on Paris Lehman.
That's who it is. And I think she might be a little bit dinged up.
She's got 76 innings thrown.
That was one of the things that had hurt Houston a little bit, were injuries in their pitching staff. I want to go back a little bit here, though, to the play that scored Quincy Lilio. Is it as simple as saying that Edwards just lost the ball in the middle of her wind? I mean, we've seen this happen before, but not in a while, where Usually it's like sometimes the backstop at the top of your delivery, or maybe it might hit your hip, but that one just, I mean, it rolled backwards somehow.
Yeah, it was very weird. And it didn't take like a high hop.
Nope.
I think it just really slipped out of her hand mid-windup.
We've seen it before, but I don't know if I've ever seen it head in that direction. So let me see exactly how they score that.
But that caused a lot of chaos.
They do rule that as a wild pitch. So Lilio's run is scored on a wild pitch. The Sooners have plated 5 so far here in the third. It's 9-0, and Waiters will check in for a Love's Travel Stops pitching change. 4-3 on the season for Waiters, 40 1/3 innings. She's a sophomore out of the Colony, Texas. That's Jada's high school. Transferred to Houston from UT Arlington. This team is loaded with a lot of transfers. Obviously, Tria Coleman started here at Oklahoma. We've seen Shelby Smith a lot this weekend. She's here from Seton Hall. Nicole Bedeau's from Maryland. Lair Boutte is from Tennessee. They got a Michigan State, Minnesota, and a Texas transfer, along with Ole Miss and Stephen F. Austin. Waiters v. Hansen. Bases loaded. First pitch popped foul down the right side, and it's going to hit off the netting and get out of play.
Job by Hansen, keeping her hands back on that. Seemed to be like a off-speed changeup. Now, Waiters doesn't throw very hard already, as it is.
No balls and a strike. Plenty of time on the action clock. The pitch. Good spot right on that inside corner. Strike 2. Torres at first. Brito at second. Parker at third. Oh. Hannah Core has moved into the on-deck circle. That's nothing against Hannah. I'll explain. You know I'm the biggest Hannah Core fan there is.
Oh, yeah.
But there's context. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hansen. Line drive, one hop towards second. The only play will be to first. I think Hansen beat it out. They're going to call her out. Alina. All right. Who's over at first base? Folly Palima, steal. Looks over towards Patty Gasso. I don't think they'll challenge it. It's 10-0. The runner scores from third, but it was a bang-bang play at first. Credit Kinsey Hansen with the RBI. She's now driven in 3 runs tonight, 2 for 3. And we'll see Hannah Core pinch hit here with runners at second and third and 2 away. The Sooners up 10-0. Here's the only reason why I wanted to see Cassidy Pickering back. Do you know what's never happened in the history of OU softball? Do you know?
Cycle.
Hitting for the cycle. Cassidy Pickering has a double and a triple already. So,
yeah.
Never know. Well, with it being 10-0 in the bottom of the third inning, I doubt that we'll have a situation for her to get another at bat anyway. Here's Hannah Core. First pitch to Core is a little bit in, and we'll get the call in the corner for strike 1. Don't be fooled by the numbers. Core hitting just 171. But she's hit the ball hard, hitting 222 with 2 outs, and was the star of fall ball. Here's the 0-1. Hit her. Bases loaded. We'll take it. Great Joe Castiglione in here. Turned around at first and I thought I was in trouble. And I'm like, he's had a busy day too. We were down at the spring game earlier. I thought it was a great crowd today, considering some of the weather concerns. Yeah. I thought it was a great crowd.
How's the team looking? What'd you think?
I'd buy my Deion Burks stock now, is what I would do. Bases loaded for Avery Hodge, and she rips one deep to left field. Racing back, Boutte makes the catch and ends the inning. But the Sooners blow this game open. A 6-run third, and as we head to the fourth, Oklahoma 10, Houston nothing. The people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are on the job 24/7, producing the energy to fuel modern life. They're also voluntarily restoring thousands of acres of land, over 20,000 orphan wells to date, plus contributing millions to our state's schools each year. Hear their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. And the University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners as we head to the fourth. Sooners 10, Houston nothing. Those partners are Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, the Baked Bear. As the first pitch is a ground ball back up the middle into center field. A base hit by Lair Boutte. Boutte says, Plank, I have no time for your sponsor reads. I might have tried to do too much. Sorry. But our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, the Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mile, Boomerang Diner, Schwab Meat, and Uber Eats. I could have something from everywhere right about now.
Oh, my goodness. How good does Baked Bear sound?
Oh. Here's Kennedy Thomas. She's 0 for 1. First pitch is a little bit up. It's 10-0 Sooners. Well, you will get one more plate appearance, and barring a comeback of Herculean and biblical proportions, we'll chalk up win number 41. Here's the 1-0. It's low. Congratulations to the OU baseball team. Guys should be getting back here shortly from a 10-7 win over BYU today. They swept the weekend. They're looking good in the Big 12 race right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Rocketed foul. Score is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. I was just pulling up those Big 12 baseball standings, and it warms your heart whenever you see the Oklahoma Sooners in first place by a full game. Here's the 2-1, a little bit out. (14-4) for the Sooner baseball team in conference play. West Virginia at 11-5. They still have 2 more games to play this weekend. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Thomas. Fouls it off. The base hit by Boutte, by the way, is the first hit of the game for Houston. It breaks a string of 9 straight retired by Nicole May. We have a couple of defensive changes for the Sooners. We'll get those after this full count pitch from May. Popped up. Shallow left field. Racing in is one of those changes. Hannah Core to make the catch. And there's one away. Core, after pinch hitting for Pickering, stays in. She'll play left field. Q is now out and right. Infield stays the same. Alina Torres at first. Avery Hodge at second. Jennings at short. Brito at third. A battery of May and Hanson. First pitch to the backstop. Wild pitch to Jasmine Rollin. Off to second goes Boutte. Rollins is 0 for 1. A ground out to second. OU men's gymnastics team is competing for the national championship as we speak, as the 1-0 pitch misses low. There are too many links to click on to figure out what the score is in that right now. Time called is Chin Rocha. There's Coach Rocha. Things have been smooth tonight. The Sooner pitching coach. Mom of Eliana, husband of Paul, will make her way to talk to Nicole May, one of the best in the game. What do you think the message here is to Nicole May after falling behind 2-0? She's fallen behind the first couple hitters here.
Yeah, she has fallen behind, and this was the first inning of the game that she gave up a leadoff hit. So I think just kind of settle in. She looks fine. I think her pitches are good. They're just continuing to be aggressive.
Sooners are finishing on the high bar on the men's side. Currently have a score of 348.257. Looks like they'll come up just short of a potential national championship. Stanford's been on quite a heater recently. Meetings are over. Here's the 2-0 pitch to the dangerous Jasmine Rollin, and she pops it up left side foul territory. Core gives chase, but will run out of room. Well, actually, as it stands right now, in the men's gymnastics championship, Michigan has the lead over Nebraska. Illinois is third, followed by Stanford in fourth. OU and Ohio State round out the top six. Try to keep you updated on that, see if OU can rally. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Rolland hammers one. Long gone. Oh, my goodness. That ball is blasted over the seats in right center field. That's one of the farthest balls we've seen hit from an opponent. And Rolland makes it 10-2. First runs of the weekend for the Houston Cougars. And it looked like Nicole May just missed a spot there, Destiny.
Oh, my goodness, did she? That was totally missed, but the amount of power that ball had to get out of here, that was insane. I think that may have cleared 4 rows of those outfield bleachers in right center.
So in right center field and left center field, there's seating, but there's not a second level of bleachers like there is in true right and true left field.
Yeah.
That would have landed in that second row of bleachers. What a shot. Here's Tria Coleman. Sorry.
No, you're good. Did you see the bat flip that came
No.
with? She had a bat flip, and I don't know if Hope Troutwine over at first base liked that.
Really?
Yeah, she did a big bat flip, and Hope is just sending her to just go to second. Just go.
She hit it a long way. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Coleman. She lines one to the left field. It's down for her first hit of the weekend. Nicole May struggling here a little bit with a 10-0 lead. Gives up the 2-run home run. And with one away, here comes Shelby Smith. Sooner Softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And when you can't be at the game, Sooner Sports TV has you covered. On the air and online at Soonersports.tv. Sooner Sports TV is presented by our cornerstone partners, Anheuser-Busch and OU Health. First pitch to Shelby Smith is low for ball one. Overcoming adversity. Fight through it.
These are the situations that May has to overcome. She's got to get out of these.
The 1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1. Ten runs on 10 hits for the Sooners. Houston has 2 runs on 3 hits, but they have been deemed for 2 errors as the 1-1 pitch misses a little up and away. 2 balls and a strike. 10-2, Oklahoma. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from May. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coleman at first. The pitch from May. Bounce to third. Brito to second for 1. Hodges too smooth. 5-4-3 double play ends it in the top of the 4th inning. Houston strikes back, puts a couple on the board, but Oklahoma is still in run rule territory as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Sooners 10, Cougars 2. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. Interesting scores across softball. We'll get your scoreboard update as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sooners 10, Houston 2 as Quincy Lilio will lead things off. In the Big 12, both Oklahoma State and Texas won. Oklahoma State rolled Texas Tech 13-0. Well, Kansas fell to Texas 11-3. Boy, so much for my prediction of Kansas getting a game in that series. Where you at, Wildcat? Jayhawks. First pitch to Lilio is low.
I thought Tech would take one from OSU.
Richard Martis says the men's gymnastics team has ended up in 3rd. Stanford did indeed take home the national championship, so congratulations to Mark Williams' crew on a hard-fought season. The 1-0 pitch falls in for a strike from the right-handed Waiters to Quincy Lilio, who walked in her last at-bat. 425.324, the final score for Stanford, national champs. Men's gym, 1-1, misses outside, 2-1. Also in the Big 12, BYU beat Iowa State 8-5. They sweep the series from the Cyclones. 2-1 is an off-speed that falls in. Significant just when you start to look at the standings and consider who the Sooners might see in the Big 12 tournament. Now, obviously, 1 through 3 is still very much up in the air in the Big 12 tournament, too. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Lilia. Off speed, she fists it foul. Riley Boone waits on deck. The only thing I'm not seeing here is a UCF score. We're heading to Orlando, leaving on Thursday for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday series against the Knights. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to the sophomore Lilio, who takes a pitch inside. Up in it, full count. Looks like they're going to try to play 2 tomorrow in Waco after rain got the best of them down at Getterman Stadium today. 3-2 pitch to Q is ball 4. So Lilio walks twice tonight. Here comes Riley Boone. It's a 9:30 a.m. first pitch tomorrow between Baylor and UCF.
Ooh, man, that'll be tough.
A lot of that rain we thought we were going to get pushed down south.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have the spring game in Waco for the Baylor football team. They're going to have the spring game at Tech. They rained out that. Here's the first pitch to Boone, and she shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike.
Waiter's really mixing in the off speeds, trying to keep these hitters off balance.
If you're looking ahead to next weekend in Orlando, 5 p.m. first pitch on Friday night, 1 o'clock on Saturday, and then 10 a.m. on Sunday. 0-1, boy, is just a slow off speed that drops in for strike 2. So that's why we're not seeing a UCF score in our Air Comfort Solutions scoreboard. Rained out today.
Tomorrow, 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m. How about that?
Man.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Boone. Line drive, base hit in the left field. It's a 2-hit day for Riley Boone. And OU has runners at first and second with nobody out, looking to get back the 2 runs they gave up in the top of the 4th. Here's Ella Parker, who is now the DP for the Sooners. LSU shut out Tennessee today 1-0. South Carolina beats Florida 6-2. Ella Parker digs in from the left side of the plate. First pitch, that off speed drops low. Parker's 1 for 2 on the day. So South Carolina, after losing Game 1 11-6, they win today 6-2. And there'll be a rubber game tomorrow in Gainesville. How about that? 1-0. Way outside, 2 balls and no strikes. I think this is a pretty massive upset. West Virginia goes into Durham and takes the series from Duke. They played 2 today, and the Cavaliers swept them, including a 4-3 win.
That's a big deal. Where was Duke at in the rankings this
Number
week?
4.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch in the dirt, ball 3. Georgia beat Missouri 4-2. They're in the bottom of the 4th. Auburn 2, Kentucky 0. UCLA and Stanford have played a doozy.
Oh, did you see that play?
What'd you think?
That was
it
not obstruction. No.
Agreed. Here's the 3-0. Lollipops in for strike 1. UCLA won last night. They're up 5-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Later on this evening, 8 o'clock first pitch for Alabama and Arkansas. Score is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. 3-1 to Parker is popped up into shallow left field. Boutte sprints in to make the catch for the first out of the inning. I'm going to tell you right now, having the series last week against BYU be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, and having the Kansas series be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, My entire mindset has been messed up. I've been thinking it's Sunday all day long. Here's Tiare Jennings. First pitch to Tiare is an off speed that she pops foul down the right side.
I feel like we need some type of energy going. I feel like it's kind of dead out here.
I think everybody is waiting to go crazy when Tiare Jennings hits one over the center field wall.
You went there.
The 0-1 misses high. No, I agree. I agree. Maybe there's a lot of people that were at the spring game today. Maybe everyone's kind of bundled up, but there's a little energy that's been lacking at times here tonight. Here's the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch to Jennings with the Sooners on top 10-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners at first and second. The pitch had a cut, swung through it for strike 2.
Now, your call last night was close with Tiare. Plank had
came up just short.
He called it for Tiare right off the bat, and it was about 6 inches short.
Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to Tiare. Headed home. Off speed is popped up. Shallow left field. Boutte comes in a few steps, make this, the catch. There's 2 away. You know, Joe C. being in the booth a couple minutes ago did remind me of the moment when Joe was in the booth last year and Hannah Core lined one that I thought was gone and it hit off the wall.
Whoops.
That was a little embarrassing. I called the great Jenny Love Meyer Judy the other day, and I called a ball a home run while my boss was over my right field corner. As it's hitting off the wall, over my shoulder. First pitch to Brito is in for a strike. Alyssa Brito's had a good night. Some of you have heard that one before. She's 2 for 2 with a walk. Tripled in the second, singled in the third. Bats here in what is likely the final plate appearance for the Sooners this evening, 10-2 lead. She lifts one to shallow right field. Racing in is Holsey, and the catch is made by Aguilar, the second baseman, ranging out, and a promising start to the fourth ends with 3 straight pop-outs. But the Sooners are 3 outs away from win number 41, and as we head to the 5th inning, Oklahoma leads at 10-2. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. Back to work for Nicole May. We're in the 5th, 10-2 Sooners. First pitch to Bree Cantu is popped foul down the right side. Overall, pretty good night for Nicole May. Did give up the 2-run home run, 4 innings, 3 hits. Has struck out 4, hasn't walked any. But the home run was a byproduct of falling behind an account. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cantu. Busts in on the hands, misses. Ball 1. Fans wanted a strike there. Today's game broadcast is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. With Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. Our producer is Hunter back in the Learfield studios as the 1-1 pitch is in for a strike. Hunter is Stunkel. Are we putting him in professional Fortnite player territory? Star Wars expert. That's Hunter. Here's the 1-2. Skips in. That kind of slipped out of the hands of May. I know this is easy to say when I'm sitting in a booth, but the weather has been pretty incredible. Not just tonight, but today, based on what we thought we might have. Thank you, Dr. Kevin Clazel, for fixing that. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cantu. Rip foul down the third baseline. Tomorrow's first pitch. Weather looks solid. Is set for 1 p.m. 12:45 pregame show with Destiny and I. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low. Full count. Cantu on the night is 0 for 1. May had retired the first 9 batters she faced. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Everyone here thought it was strike 3, but there is the game-extending run. Standing at first base with nobody out. Looks like we're going to see a pinch runner here as Bethany Aguilar comes to the plate. Strikeout victim her last time up.
This is when Nicole May has to really control and take command of her pitches. You've got the 8-run lead. You're in the top of the 5th. You can close out this inning right here.
Jordy Wilkins will pinch run. And here's Aguilar. Again, a strikeout victim her last time up. First pitch is a bunt, and it's right back to May. She'll have a play at second. They'll get the lead runner. Good job by May. No hesitation. They cut down the lead runner. And Aguilar will reach on the fielder's choice. And here comes Patty Gasso. And we'll get a pitching change here for the Sooners. Oh, Peyton Monticelli will be called upon. I was looking down at the pin, and here comes Peyton. She's ready to go. So the crowd gives a good round of applause for Nicole May. Well, after the struggles that Nicole had last Friday night against BYU, in which in 3 innings she gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, walked 2, and struck out 1. She got pinned with a loss at Texas. I didn't think she was all that bad at Texas. 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Tonight, much better. 2-run home run, and that's all she gave up. Retired the first 9 that she faces. She'll be responsible for the runner at first as Peyton Monticelli comes out of the pen, and this is, I think, a pretty big moment for Monticelli, too. You talk about pitchers who have been struggling a bit. Monticelli had been dominant in a Sooner uniform through her first 16 innings of work, but it's been I guess it would be 15 and a third. No, 15 innings, yeah. It's been the last full inning. A third against Kansas, where she gave up a hit, 2 runs, and walked 1. And then she wasn't even credited with a full inning on April 6th against Texas. So I was right the first time. Her first 16 innings were fantastic. It's been the last 2 outings, the last third of an inning. Sooners still won that game at Kansas. She was kind of... there have been some... and listen, I'm going to go to the mattresses. Because there had been some that have said, well, whenever they went to Peyton Monticelli late in that game, it just... against Texas, it looked like Oklahoma was grabbing at straws. Well, the plan was to maybe try to throw off Texas with Monticelli and how hard she throws at night.
Yeah. Right?
And a little tougher to see, but unfortunately Monticelli she really struggled to find the zone. Had a while. I think did she have a hit batter in that game? No, that was the Kansas game. But a big spot for here to just close this thing out against the pinch hitter Katie Repa. Runner at first pitch, grounded foul down the third baseline. That thing came off the bat weird.
I think that's been the biggest challenge with her, is just finding the zone or finding the spots where hitters will chase and it could still be borderline a strike. I think that she struggles trying to find those corners.
Agreed. That's a really good point.
She's got the velocity. I think a year under Coach Rocha, she'll be a lot better next season.
Monticelli was ready to go, and Repa wasn't in the batter's box yet, so they reset the 20-second clock. Peyton brings it to the belt. The 0-1, swing and a miss. If Peyton Monticelli can, and what's wild, if you look at her history, while miss has not been an issue. She didn't walk a lot of batters. But if she develops an off-speed over the next year, look out.
Which we just saw one, and that was pretty good.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Monticelli. Fouled back. Hansen makes the catch off the net. If this was arena football, she'd be out. So Monticelli making her first appearance since the Texas series. Ahead on the count here, no balls and 2 strikes to Katie Repa. Payne rocks and fires. Way outside. Good job by Hansen. Oh, and the throw back out over the head of Monticelli, but who's right there? Tiare Jennings to back it up. Tiare Jennings has probably backed up, I don't know, like 1,000 throws, maybe more. And I don't think she's ever had to make a play until that one time right there. How about that? Here's the 1-2 pitch from Monticelli. Popped up back towards us and well out of play. Pretty good at bat going here for Katie Repa, 200 hitter, getting a pinch hit opportunity with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning, and the Sooners up 10-2. Here comes the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Monticelli brings it home. Missed a little bit up, 2-2. I think the whole place was ready to explode for a strike 3 call. 10-2 Sooners, and they've left 8 runners on base.
We talked about that in the pregame show and all day yesterday. They're leaving a lot of runners on base.
2-2, line drive, Core, diving catch. Did she make it? They say yes. The throw to first. Will they double off the runner? They will. Hannah Core, an incredible catch in left field. She gets the runner at first for a double play and ends the game. But wait, we'll review it. Hold off on the light show. Katie Repa was pointing at first base. Boy, this is going to be one heck of a review. Brought to you by Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, a law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. Hannah Core came running in to make an incredible diving catch. The only question was, did she trap it? Let me see if I can read Core's expression here.
I think it was a fair catch. She did come in diving head first, moving forward, and the glove was kind of trapping that ball, but
I love when people, I love it though that people count that I have the replay monitor. That's good communication. We got it. We're good. We're not cool enough to have a replay monitor, and I don't know if we have replays on the TV side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think replay is working over there.
So, if it's a catch, then the game's over. If it's not, then we got a little mess to figure out.
Well, I saw them throw the ball to Boone for the tag, or for the force. If it did hit the ground, we'd get at least another out at second base in the force, but I don't know. I think it was a catch for the double play.
Because here's the thing. If it's not a catch, you're right. Then they have a force play. They're talking about this right now. They finished up their look of the replay. It's almost as if they're like, just call it an out so we can go home.
Oh, they're headed back in.
Nope, they're headed back in. They went and they talked real quick with, who is that? Is that not Patty Gasso? Coach Gasso has the ear of Kaylee Young, our first base umpire. Because they would have had the force at second for at least the second out. But Core makes the diving catch, and then they double off the runner trying to get back to first. That would have been the ball game, you think. But again, I'm a terrible help right now to everybody. We're just sitting and staring down the third baseline because there's not replays on the video board. We don't have any up here in the booth. So, and with my eye, I thought she caught it. And there was here's the other problem. No umpire was out towards her the person who made the call was the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
And I don't know if someone was out of position. Here we go. They're going to come out and say, they're taking weight. Safe.
Oh.
By the runner at second. What are we going to do here? So Hannah Core did not catch it. Kristen Vesley's waiting. So are they going to let him keep runners at first and second? See, that's what I was talking about. It's a mess if you overrule this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's significant. I mean, it's a 10-2 game.
What happens here? Because even after the play, the Sooners made sure that they got the ball over to second base for that.
For the force, right?
Well,
you can't assume anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Coach is not happy. They're going to allow him to have runners at first and second. Oh, this is just an absolute disaster. I mean, this is just... All right, so... I don't know what's going on over at first base either.
I mean, this is crazy.
Now you have the first base umpire who is explaining things to Alina Torres and Avery Hodge. That's Kaylee Young.
Got the umpire behind the plate explaining some stuff to Hansen.
All right. Well, here we go. They're going to say runners at first and second.
1 out.
All right. And we're going to get a pinch hitter as well. I mean, that was just a terrible break for the Sooners as Dumas is going to pinch hit here. The first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one from Monticelli. Saquad Dumas, the pinch hitter here, 133 average with runners at first and second. Pinch hitting for Holsley. Low and in, ball one.
Oh, the crowd is after these umpires now.
I would, unfortunately, with the spring game today, we don't have our wireless equipment, so we can't go down and talk to Coach post-game. But I'd love to know the explanation behind that. Here's the 1-1.
Yeah, because you have ball Aguilar at first.
Oh, my gosh. K-9's going to walk out and set the defense out in front of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Well, that looked like a pretty good pitch, too. First and second, 10-2 Sooners. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch from Monticelli, swing and a miss, strike 2. Ten runs on 11 hits for the Sooners, 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for the Houston Cougars. Monticelli's ready. Dumas digs in, misses high, full count. Sooner captain Tiare Jennings walks towards the circle, shouts words of encouragement. Hannah Core had made what looked like a sensational diving play in left field. They had doubled off the pinch runner at first, but it was then ruled a trap. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on another really good spot. Bases loaded. Unbelievable.
I mean, this has just gotten out of control.
Here's Lair Boutte.
I want to know what the rule is on that force, because they sent the ball there, they tagged the base. Even if that's not a catch in left field, that runner from first needs to be at second. So she never touched second because she thought the ball was caught and she ran back to first.
Holsey, by the way, is going to re-enter and run at first. Well, this thing went from being ball game and a 10-2 Sooner win to one swing of the bat, making it very uncomfortable. And we're going to get another new runner, a pinch runner. They're going to bring in at third base Mandy Esman, making her first appearance of the week in the transfer from Michigan State. Huh. All right, here we go. Sacks full of Cougars. Bases loaded. 1 out, 10-2 Sooners. Lair Boutte is 1 for 2 on the night. She has one of the 4 Houston hits. First pitch hit hard, foul. I was just about to talk about how quickly this game had been going. And then that McIntyre Law official review changed everything. No balls and a strike. Time is granted to Boutte, who now takes a walk. They haven't reset the pitch clock yet for some reason. Now they do. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. The Bronx cheer on that one. Now what's Vesely going to complain about? She has her lineup card out again. Are they going to pinch run? They've got a pinch runner at first. Well, actually, the re-entry of a runner at first. They've got a pinch runner at third. I have no idea what that was about. 0-2 count. Our girl's back. You don't need to get involved. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Monticelli to Boutte. Ground ball to third. Brito comes home. Force out for 1. Hansen will eat it. She'll hold it there. 2 away. Brito threw a strike to Hansen, who was right on the plate. And the last hope has been the hitless center fielder, Kennedy Thompson. Bases stay loaded for Thompson after the forced play at home.
I wonder why Brito didn't tag her base and go to first.
First pitch, pop foul, left field line, no room for Core. Good question.
I think the ball was hit hard enough. I could understand being sure that they're not scoring, but I think typically Brito's got enough confidence in herself to make a solid throw to first. You don't have to worry about that extra run.
No balls and a strike. Monticelli brings it home. Misses low and away. It's almost now like it's purposeful.
Yeah.
I'll show you people.
Yeah.
One ball and 1 strike. Bouncer towards short. Jennings charges, gloves, throws. Ball game, finally. Win column Sooners. Game over. Oklahoma run rules Houston for the second straight night. Win the series and pick up win number 41 on the season. Hit the light show. The final score at Love's Field on a Saturday night in the big town. Oklahoma 10, Houston 2. The Bud Light postgame show starts now. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.